EU and US agree trade deal.
So, there's finally a trade deal between the US and the EU after months of negotiations. What can you tell us about it?
Absolutely, the agreement has ended a significant standoff, with the US imposing a 15% tariff on EU goods, which is a reduction from the 30% that was threatened.
That's a notable change. How does this impact the trade relationship between these two economic giants?
It's crucial because this deal aims to stabilize the economic ties between the US and the EU, which together account for almost a third of global trade.
And what did the leaders say about it? Any highlights from their statements?
Yes, both leaders expressed optimism. The US president stated it's a good deal for everyone, while the EU Commission president called it a huge deal after tough negotiations.
What about the specifics of the deal? Are there any sectors that will benefit significantly?
Certainly, the deal includes zero tariffs on certain US products, and the EU is expected to invest $600 billion in the US, which includes military equipment and energy.
That sounds promising. However, are there any areas where tensions might still exist?
Yes, there are still unresolved issues, particularly concerning tariffs on alcohol, with countries like France seeking exemptions for their wine industries.
What about the global context? How does this fit into the bigger picture of U.S. trade policy?
This deal is part of a broader strategy, as the US has negotiated similar agreements with other countries, but it still faces challenges like the ongoing steel and aluminum tariffs.
So, this new trade deal between the EU and the US is being hailed as a significant victory, right?
Absolutely. For the EU, while the tariffs aren't as favorable as the UK's 10%, they managed to avoid worse terms, similar to Japan's recent 15% rate.
And what about the US? It seems like there's a financial upside for them as well.
Yes, the US is expecting around $90 billion in tariff revenue based on last year's figures, plus significant investments are anticipated.
Trump is celebrating this as the largest trade deal in history, but what does the EU really gain from it?
That's a good question. While the US may see a clear benefit, the EU is focusing on rebalancing the trade relationship, which has been a contentious point.
I heard that the trade in goods between the two totaled about $976 billion last year. That's quite substantial.
Indeed, the US imported about $606 billion from the EU while exporting around $370 billion, creating a trade deficit that Trump has criticized.
And if tariffs had been imposed, it could have impacted a wide range of products, right?
Exactly. From Spanish pharmaceuticals to French cheese, the EU was prepared to retaliate with tariffs on US goods as well.
European leaders seem cautiously optimistic about this deal. What's the general sentiment?
Yes, leaders like the Irish Taoiseach noted that while it's a step forward, tariffs are still higher than before, making trade more challenging.
And it looks like other leaders are weighing in too, like Germany's chancellor emphasizing stable trade relations.
Right. Stable trade benefits both sides, and leaders are recognizing the importance of maintaining market access.